All right, welcome back to another episode of the Let's Talk About It podcast. And today we about to touch some shit that really is detrimental to life in America, anywhere in the world. Like, we're gonna really give some gems out today. So if you trying to have some financial freedom, if you trying to just feel more financially stable or whatever, this is an episode y'all gonna want to check out. And today I'm here with my boy, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Quinn Sharon. Instagram is at Quinn Sharon, business mentor coach. What I do is I do credit and funding, right? So like again, my handles, social media, Quinn Sharon, Facebook is Quinn Sharon, TikTok, all across the board. You can check that out after this podcast. I know he gonna have a link somewhere to get further information and get connected with me.
Yeah. And so basically he pretty much told you what he do. So today we are going to be talking about credit. We're gonna try to hit quite a few points that people may not know, give information and insight on things that are very important to grow, to change your life possibly. You know what I'm saying? I know us as like Black Americans. A lot of us did not have financial literacy growing up.
That's correct.
We did not have people, family members, groups, surroundings that gave us knowledge on how to create financial freedom, or, you know, how to create a legacy, how to create and build more for yourself, for your family, kids, etc. So,
and you know, there's a reason for that. You know why that is?
Mm-hmm.
For people that don't understand why we never grew, not to say 100% of the Black population, but definitely over 75% of the Black population never had that financial literacy and know about credit or whatnot. The reason for that is credit is as new as 1950s. You get what I'm saying? So if you think about our grandfathers and grandmothers that grew up in that time, you going through civil rights at that time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or just ready to head into civil rights. So you got to understand that they're not teaching them to how to obtain a credit score. The credit score is as early as 1956, I want to say.
Yeah.
And like, that's crazy.
And I'm going to tell you something crazy. Since you mentioned that time frame.
Facts.
A lot of people did not trust the financial institution as a whole, especially like Black people. We understand, being as though we were robbed of a lot of things without being literate, without being able to read, signing contracts and etc. So when they came about with this credit and these banks and all of this, I know for a fact my great grandfather would never put money in the bank.
Got you.
He always stored it and had like safety deposit boxes or whatever like that. And for some reason, he just never trusted it.
Right.
So,
I mean, as he should, especially back then. They got a little better now, but especially back then, because they'll take whatever you got with no explanation. You get what I'm saying? And they was doing that. That's how we get the fall of like Black Wall Street and stuff like that because of things like that. So yeah, that's correct. Yo, he did right.
Yeah. So all right, you are you do credit repair and stuff, right?
Credit repair,
and you help with
credit
funding,
literacy,
loans, etc.
All that.
So okay, explain to people in your best way what is credit, how credit works, and how will credit or can credit affect your financial life.
Gotcha. All right, so essentially what credit is, just to break it all the way down to the simplest form. So credit is just me trusting you, right? Me trusting you that if I give you something, will you pay me back? Point is simple. And would you pay me back as if we have payments options or whatnot, for instance, will you pay me back on the particular date that you say you was going to pay me? Will you be late paying me? Would you pay me less than what I'm supposed to have and what we agreed to? That's exactly what credit is. And this is a scale that's used to further your lending ability from different people that will lend you money or materialistic things. You get what I'm saying? So if I say, Aaron, I need $100.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Now, if I'd have burnt Jack, Jill, and Robert, they'd have loaned me $500 or $100 or whatnot, and I'd have burnt them, meaning like not paid them.
Yeah.
And I go to you, I'm like, let me get $100 and I'm gonna pay you back next month on the 1st. You gonna look at my track record.
Yeah.
You could be like, so have you anybody else to lend you some money before?
Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, Jack, Rob, this and that. I'm like, so did you pay them back what you owe? I'm like, nah, man, I went to such and such. You gonna make a decision then to be like, nah, bro, I can't do it because I'm not trustworthy because of my track record.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So credit is literally that. You get what I'm saying?
Financial trust.
It's a financial trust between you as a consumer and an institution or the lender to say this person will pay me back. That's literally what it is. And it just broke it to a numerical scale.
Got you. So also, if y'all check out the merch and y'all like it, you can go to my website at deifiedofficial.com. I offer high quality t-shirts, high quality designs, colorways for all the sneakerheads. So go ahead and check that out. Link will be down in the description.
That's dope.
So we going, you saying the numerical scale or whatever. So what is that scale as far as like credit scores in general?
Facts.
Let's go into like understanding and breaking down credit scores, like and the different types of credit scores. How many do you got?
Right.
You know?
So to break it down, the first part of that question, your credit score goes from a range of 350.
And that's
300. 300 to 850.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So you start off with a 300 credit score. Now your credit score is made up of 5 categories. The first category, which is the most of that makeup, is payment history, which is 35% of your score.
Yeah.
And so 35% of your score is payment history, and that equals like 190 some points. So if you have 100% payment history or on-time payments, your score that you start off with is a 300, and you got 100% of payment history. You add 192 to that 300. Now that's a 492 from 100% payment history.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm giving you the max points out of each category when I flow through this. So the second biggest part of your credit score is credit utilization. And that's 30% of your score. Yeah. So that's like 140 some points, you know what I'm saying, that added when you max it out as far as in the green, 100% effectiveness. So what that means is you have a credit card, $10,000, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're using 5,000 of this credit that they gave you,
it's 50%.
That's 50%. Yeah. That's too high because you're not going to get the max amount of points from that category. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that means if you got 50% utilization, they're gonna have if for everybody that use Credit Karma or whatnot, and you click on that category and they show you your accounts or whatnot, and it's red circle, that means poor.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That means you're using too much of it. So ideally, where they want you at to have a fair is 30% or less.
Yeah.
Right?
But the good range is like 10.
I say 10.
10, there you go.
10, you ain't gonna have no problem. You're gonna get the max amount of points from that category. So let's say 140 points, right, that they'll give you for having an excellent credit utilization rate.
Yeah.
Now that's going to give you, what was it, 492 plus 140. Now you at 582.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So now 492, 5, that's 632. Got you. So now you at debt mark. And then we're going to the third biggest thing, which remember we got the payment history, that's 35%. Credit utilization is 30%. And the third thing is the credit age. So this is how long you've had credit. You get what I'm saying? So where they want you at with debt, it's like 7 to 8 years plus of credit age.
Yeah.
And that's how long you've had primary accounts, which is primary accounts is just only accounts that's in your name. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. So now this is something else that I know a lot of people may not know. So just because, if you do have a credit account that's, let's say 10 years old, but then you go and open a new credit account. And then you go open a new credit account and you go open one more. So now you got a total of 4 credit accounts.
Right.
Yes, your oldest one is 10 years old.
Right.
But now you've added 3 new ones that's under 1 year. Or we're going to just say 1 year.
Right.
Credit accounts are based on average time.
Right.
So every time you add a new credit, you basically got to divide. Bring down that overall score. Yeah. So not giving y'all exact numbers because I'm just freestyling. Right. But if you got a 10-year card and 3 1-year cards, you probably got like a 4-year credit history.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range. It's going to break down to 4 years of age.
Yeah. So you definitely go from, like you just said, and using your example, if you just had an account for 10 years, one account, your average credit history is 10 years.
10 years flat.
Which is great.
Yeah.
But like you said, if you can open 3 new accounts, you understand? And that's 4. What they do is they go by overall, meaning all your accounts together and divide it by the number of accounts.
Yeah, average.
So that's 10 plus 3, that's 13. That's 13.
Total.
That's 30. Yeah, facts. So, no, matter of fact, I'm sorry. That's 10 years, and then you got 1 under a year, 3 under a year. So it's not even 13.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's 10 years and 3 months.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now they're going to take 10 and divide it by 4.
Yep.
Now you sitting at 2.5.
2.5. Yep.
So you went from 10 years of credit age to 2.5. Yeah. And this is where people say, my score went down when I got this card. You understand? So that's why your score goes down.
Yeah.
Because you're decreasing the credit age by opening new accounts. And a gem to offset that is getting a trade line.
Yep.
So if you open up these primaries, which you need primaries because when you go to do like a mortgage loan, like they want to buy a house and stuff of that nature, they want to see primary accounts in good standing and age.
Yeah.
Right. So to offset that for the credit age, you go get a 10-year trade line account. And what a trade line is essentially is if you have an account and you have, we're going to use it 10 years since we use it as an example. You got to account for 10 years through Navy Federal, right? Or credit card. Now, you could go to Navy Federal and say, I want to add an authorized user. And I'll be like, I'm hitting you up like I need some age, some credit age. Excuse me. I need some credit age. So you got something I can get on as far as authorized user. And not only that, they sell it as well on certain websites.
Yeah.
But so I know you. And so boom, you can be like, yeah, I got you 10 years. I got a credit account with Navy Federal for 10 years. It's like 30,000 as far as the credit limit. Now, what they're going to do is once you add me on as an authorized user, that's going to add 10 more years onto my credit age. And that's going to add that 30,000 to my credit availability. That's on my credit report. And so that's going to add. So since we said it was a 10-year account and then 3 1-month accounts, now it's going to add a 5th account, which would be the 10 years that I'm an authorized user on.
Yeah.
So that's 20 years and 3 months, and then divide that by 5, and that's gonna grow that 2.5 to 4 now.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you can do that to help offset it or to not let it go as low, you know what I'm saying, from not having that.
Yeah. So, speaking on that, I know coming up and I've speak to, groups of people, family members or whatever. I know me coming up, my grandparents and stuff would always try to tell me like credit cards and stuff are a bad thing, and that stuck with me for a little while as far as I would never get a credit card. Never get a credit card. So, coming up, I've always had good credit.
Facts.
Good credit history, etc. So I had got to a point where my credit had got to like a 740. Now, it's stayed at 740 for such a long time. 740, it might go up 1 or 2 points here and there, but talking to other people that was a little more financial literate told me like actually a credit card would be great for your credit profile.
There you go.
So I went out on a limb and I was like, shit. They were just like, don't overutilize it. Make sure you make your payments on it on time. And keep that limit below 30%. But I've always was super cautious. I always was like 10% or less. So anyway, shortly after I got that card, and what I also did so I wouldn't affect my credit in the longer term, I opened 3 accounts the same year. Because like we were speaking before, let's say if I would have opened this account and it got 1 year on it, then I wait 2 or 3 years and open a new account. It's kind of resetting each time.
Right.
So after I opened those credit cards or whatever, 1 year passed. In 1 year's time, I ain't want to go through the whole rigmarole, but in 1 year's time, my credit score probably went up to about a 790.
Got you.
A 790. Just from opening them cards. Nothing else had changed. Making them timely payments or whatever on them cards, not going over that limit.
And this from opening your first card. You were saying
No, this was like I said. I opened approximately 3 cards.
three cards,
Same
gotcha.
around the same
time. Then a year passed.
Yeah,
and then
once
it
a
went,
year
gotcha,
passed, and it went up to about and the shit. After that, I was like, oh, this is the way to go,
Right.
And now I'm sitting over 800. My credit score. I can go anywhere, do anything, grab whatever I want. Yeah, and I have no limits on what I can do and what I can grab. So credit cards are a positive thing. How you maintain them.
There you go.
Is what can create a negative or a positive on your credit. As far as we spoke on credit cards and stuff, let's go into like loans. So
Gotcha.
A person with bad credit,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna hit each person with bad credit, a person with okay credit, and a person with good credit.
Mm-hmm.
How would that affect them in a loan situation?
So with the loan, as far as the loan aspect, which will be called installment accounts, those are installment accounts on your credit profile, right? So it's not revolving credit.
Yeah.
Revolving would be your credit cards. Loans are installments. So boom, if you have bad credit, now you got bad credit, you want to go get a car because an auto loan is a loan.
Yeah.
It's for automobiles, just specified for automobile. Do you have a personal loan? You get what I'm saying? So ideally with bad credit, they would still lend you. Certain places would still lend you. You might go through alternative lenders. And what alternative lenders are lenders that's going to give you loans no matter how bad your credit is, but the interest rates could be essentially high as crap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So bad credit, you're going to have a higher interest rates, which we talking 24, 25, 30% interest rates.
And I'll say this to those that don't understand or know interest rates, depending on the expense, just a 1% increase on an interest could be anywhere from $50, $60, $100,000 just off of 1%.
That's a fact.
So it sounds small.
But
every percent you can cut down,
you need
makes
to do it.
A massive difference on your financial health.
Right. And so, so definitely, man, if you got bad credit, like I said, some lenders will still lend you money, but you're just going to have a high skyrocketed interest rate on for instance, you go get an auto loan, for example, on a Charger. You want a Dodge Charger. You one of the ones want a Charger. So boom, the Charger might be $40,000. Now, if that interest rate is high, you're going to be paying $75,000 by the end of that term. And that depending on your term length.
And then not just that, the down payment.
Oh, yeah. And down payment plays a part with bad credit as well. So they're going to want you to have 20%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 20%. You know what I'm saying? That might be on the good side for people with bad credit. 40,000, 20%, that's $8,000.
Yeah. So now let's flip it. On the other end, a person with great credit, they going for the same car.
They going for the same car, or they going, man, first of all, they going to bring you actually you want some water or you want some coffee or something first. So they going to talk to you differently. You get what I'm saying? And so they going to say, oh, we got no problem. We got people that's ready. We got lenders that's ready to offer financing for this. Yeah. And not only that is no down payment. Yeah. Great credit, no down payment. Low interest rate. We talking on a car, you might do a 4.55. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about low, and depending on the term length as well, and you will have no problems. You $40,000 car, you might end up paying 48 for the car. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So 48 versus 75, that's a big difference. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And just to give y'all a little story on that same situation.
Facts.
So literally, I mean, y'all see, I'm a young black man. But like I stated before, I've always had good credit. So I would go to a car lot or whatever, dressed in urban clothes, streetwear, whatever. And I would notice I would get overlooked. I'm walking through the lot. I'm getting overlooked. A older white man comes and walks into the lot. And I can see all them cockroaches running to him to make sure to see get him, because a lot of car salesmen work off commissions anyway. But me, they kind of I see they hesitant. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. And I'm peeping game, and I'm like, whatever, because I already know I got good credit. So the guy finally comes over to me and he's like, "Hey man, what you looking at? What you looking for?" I was like, "I ain't sure yet, but I pulled him over. I was looking for a truck at the time." And he was like, before he even, know anything about me, my name, anything, he's like, "Oh, you looking for a truck? Well, we got these trucks over here, but like, are you looking to make a down payment?" And in my head, I'm thinking like, damn, he automatically assuming that I'll need a down payment.
Yeah, young black man.
But I bet he didn't tell that to
the older white guy.
Facts. So I was like, nah, I don't have a down payment, and I don't plan on putting one down. He was like, "Oh well, you got a cosigner?"
Sheesh.
I'm like, God, dang, like a cosigner,
right?
Okay. Right. I'm like, nah, I don't, but I doubt I need one. So he was like, well, yeah, just hang tight.
Check it out.
Let me go ahead and talk to my financial crew, and he really didn't seem enthused at all. So bam, he goes in, he runs my credit. Personality change coming back.
Oh yeah,
out.
I bet it did.
He like, "Hi, Mr. Watts."
Facts.
Now I'm Mr. Watts. I'm no longer just this random young black guy. I'm Mr. Watts now. Yeah. You know what? Come on in. Let us give you some. What you thirsty?
Rolling out the red carpet now.
Red carpet and everything. You know what? We're not going. Let's go take you over to the good trucks. The better. I was like, nah, I want this one. I just wanted this one. I ain't want nothing too much. Like, no, we can work you a good deal, get you what you want. No money down. So. End of the day, I still took how he initially addressed me and how he was acting. And what I did was I told him, you know what? Write me up my offer or whatever that you can give me for this truck.
Facts.
And I went down the street, down the block to the next dealership, showed them the same paperwork that he gave me and told them to beat this offer and I would get a truck from them. Primarily because I didn't like the way he initially came up off of.
Right.
So I don't know. That's always been quite a learning experience for me as far as how much credit could allow you to change how people look at you and everything else.
And I'm gonna add to that. You know what I'm saying? So we're around that. I really believe that if credit was taught in a school system as part of a curriculum, that we wouldn't see as much of violence, crimes, a lot of these negative things that happens in our society and community today, we wouldn't see so much of it because everybody will understand how to go get that bag or how to obtain good credit to utilize to have better things, have a better situation for themselves. Get what I'm saying? And and I always wonder, I think we talked about it before, like it's a reason for that. So I feel like that's where they want us at as a whole.
Yeah.
For the ones that figure it out, they okay with that.
Yeah.
But as long as the masses, you know what I'm saying, our skin color, ethnicity, you know what I'm saying, black males, for the mass of those people, we're going to be intertwined into their system.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Just to kind of give people insight, what would a healthy credit profile look like as far as different types of credits? You know?
No, facts. So that comes into play. I know we stopped on the 5 categories that makes it with credit score. That comes into the 4th category, which is credit mix. So credit mix would be just primary accounts, auto loans is in your name. That's a mix of certain type of credit. Installment loans, whether it's personal, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Credit cards,
revolving credit.
That's revolving credit. You facts, and then you have like places like Shoes or something, a furniture store. Yeah. That's a type of a credit mix that have different mixes. So a healthy profile would be 100% on time payment here. So you always want 100%.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, you want to pay what you owe on time, right? Because even 98% is below fair.
Yeah.
That's like
one hiccup.
Yeah.
They own you.
Yeah, and they own you. And you'll be surprised. I always say take my word or try it, but don't try it. But if you went across this yourself, you know what I'm talking about for the ones that this has happened to.
Yeah.
If you're not set up on auto pay and you miss that payment, even though you paid it 2 days later, it might have been Friday, but you come Monday, like, damn, I ain't paid that Friday.
Yeah.
You pay it Friday. When you come get your credit cycles again, as far as the information that goes on there, your score may go down 20 points.
Yeah.
Just from that 3 days.
Yeah.
Even though you know what I'm saying, it's just one missed payment. So always pay. I put my stuff on auto pay. Some people can't do that because of the way their payments are set up and how they receive income, which is understandable. But at least have a calendar set, you know what I'm saying, for different things that you owe to pay. You get what I'm saying?
And just to give y'all another gem, as far as that with your payments and stuff, with certain accounts, for example, like shoes or we're gonna say like a furniture store.
Correct.
Whichever is in your area, your location. You can ask them, do they report? Because you do have, you know, specifically if you're trying to do something like that to add to your credit history or add to your credit payments and stuff, you need to ask them, do they report? Because you have a lot of companies that only report negative. They will not report positive stuff. If you're making payments on time or whatever, they don't even report it. Now, you can request that they start reporting it, and sometimes they will.
Right, that's correct.
Also, let's say you do miss a payment as far as a day or two late or a month late.
Right.
You can contact and call these people directly to ask for grace, ask for forgiveness.
Right.
And as long as you go ahead and make that payment, they won't report the negative on your credit. And just something as simple as a call can keep that from blemishing your credit history, credit reports and stuff, and have you going through the whole later on trying to get it off of your credit instead of just fixing it before it even goes there.
Right.
So that's something, you know, you guys can look into.
Right. And go ahead.
Go ahead.
And so what I was gonna say was a good credit profile, finishing on that. So good different accounts, they want you ideally, which is, it surprised me when I started learning about credit, they want you to have 21 accounts total. You know what I'm saying? Ideally, growing up or, you know what I'm saying, coming into adulthood, you would think that you got to limit what you have your name on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For better credit or whatnot, but it's the total opposite. Because if they see that you are maintaining and handling 21 accounts in good standing, no lates, no charge-offs and stuff like that, from that, you essentially is going to reach like their maximal growth and points from that category. And you'll be knocking on 800, even if you have certain hiccups in other categories. But just that alone is going to give you a maximum growth in points. You know what I'm saying? And you could go, like, again, Credit Karma, because a lot of people utilize Credit Karma. You could go and see these under the categories for yourself. And when you click on account, number of accounts, and, you know, they show you red, yellow, green. That green is going to say 21 plus. So 21 plus accounts, you're going to be in that green for that. And so, and then to finish off like a good credit mix, low inquiries, right? So they want you at less than 3 in the last 2 years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I do credit reports, man. Repairs for clients, and I go through their credit report, and the last thing they show you is the credit inquiries. People have 56 inquiries.
Yeah, that's insane. And each
across all three of
like two points or more sometimes.
Yeah, so I'm talking about, I done seen people with 56 total. Might be like 13 on Experian, 20 on Equifax, and then 20 on but it's all about knowledge and not knowing how this is happening. For instance, you go to a car dealership, you knowing you a subpar off the jump as far as your credit. Yeah. But when you go into this car dealership and they trying to get you approved, they have to run your credit to these lenders that many times.
5,
13 times. Yeah. I done seen it. I'm talking about, I done seen one credit report that I was doing, and it was one day, 8 times. Yeah. From different lenders. Yeah. But it was in the same day, so I'm already knowing what it was, why I was like that. You get it? Because they done went into a car dealership, their credit is probably at a 580. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that they trying to get somebody to approve it. And this is another thing about the difference between good and bad credit. A person with good credit, you're going to see one credit pull.
2 at the most.
2 at the most.
Yeah. And that might be because when they came back out and they said, "Oh, we can give you this for 4%." Say, "Hey,
facts.
see if somebody can do 3.5."
Yeah, facts.
And,
so and that's the big difference. And another thing I was gonna say, but not to jump subject, but with these credit inquiries, man, they could be removed. And simply, I'm gonna get some game. You don't mind if I get some game,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna get some game to your people. So you could, and this is game sauce that people really don't tell people, or they house it for their own coaching or mentorship programs and stuff. But I'm gonna get to y'all for free. You can literally call, for instance, Experian.
Yeah.
If I got 13 credit inquiries on Experian, and so it's gonna be negatives, anything that you don't have account with. Not saying that you went and you did an inquiry with Capital One, you wanted a Capital One card, they approved you. You can't use that. You're doing everything that's negative, the inquiries is negative. So you call them and you ask to speak to the fraudulent department, right? So when they connect you to the fraud department, they're gonna verify you with your name, social, birthday, address, and all that. So all you're gonna do is simply say, I see some unauthorized inquiries on my credit profile, and via whatever this the law code is, I have a law code that you should remove this off my credit report. And so they're gonna go through it with you. They're gonna ask you, okay, Mr. Sharon, which ones are they? And you just gonna give them the list, what's on Experian.
Yeah.
And then within 24 to 48 hours, they're gonna remove it. It'll be removed.
Yeah. And then
I've done that.
Yeah, because another thing with that, so 2 things. Even if it's something like he said and you do get approved for it, it comes off automatically in 2 years.
Facts.
So after that 2 years, it's gonna come off. And your credit score should reflect that. It should go up some.
Right.
Now, as far as he was saying, for the reporting the fraudulent one, which they weren't fraudulent, but they are so simple because the company only reports that and no longer tracks them, because it's not like you owe them money or anything. Facts. So once you make that call, they're going to remove it. And the only thing the Experian or whatever credit bureau you're talking to does, contact those people. If those people don't contact them back or get them further information, they automatically takes it off anyway.
Right.
Which normally they're not going to do that, because why are they putting time and energy into something that they're not going to make money off of? They're not in collections or anything, so they let it go.
Right.
I'll say this too, which a lot of people may not know, and I don't think I was just lucky, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but on average, everyone starts off with good credit. It's no credit history, so you won't be able to get much without the history, but the actual number that you have starts off in the good or fair range. If you're a brand new 18-year-old, your mama or somebody never put nothing in your name or whatever, you get your first little piece of credit, you have no credit, no credit history. You start off at good.
Right.
So you don't start off bad. You start off good. Now, what you do after that is what creates the good or bad history.
Right.
But so it's easy to have good credit. It's just about keeping good credit. You start off with, I think, because like when I first ever checked my credit score, before I really had anything, it was like a 700, I'm thinking. 690 or 700, something like that.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to not have a mother that ever put anything
in your name,
in my name. No family member had ever used my shit. And
a thing, since you was talking about coming into adulthood at 18, what you could do as well, this is another game, some sauce as well for people who have children that's ready to be 18 or whatnot. If you had a credit card, and we was talking about authorized users, if you had a credit card for 10 years or whatnot, your daughter or son ready to turn 18, you need to go ahead and add them as an authorized user. And authorized user is simply just putting them on your account.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They don't necessarily have to get the card, because they give you a card to give to that person that you add.
Yeah.
Don't give them the card. You just want to give them their credit reference and account standing and stuff like that from you, and it's going to reflect on theirs.
Yeah.
So if they coming into adulthood 18, now they're going to show 10 years of credit history on their profile and on-time payments, and they're going to have a credit availability that they showing as well.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? So that's definitely a gem that you need to go ahead and do if you are fortunate enough to have a credit card or grandmother, sister, daddy, anybody that do have one, you want to get somebody started early with having good credit.
And to add to that, adding someone as an authorized user on your account costs you nothing.
It don't cost nothing.
Adding someone as an authorized user helps them, gives them a credit history. Now, note, you should only do that if you have an unblemished credit account.
Facts.
With decent time.
Yeah.
And a decent limit. Even the limit ain't that big if it's a young person. But back to my point, adding that person as an authorized user to your account, don't get them the card, as he was saying. Trash it, request to not have one or whatever. They can't do nothing with it. But it's way less of a liability than having to co-sign for that young person.
Right.
Adding them to your credit gives them that same power of a co-sign without, if they don't make that payment, ever affecting you. Because that authorized user helps their credit as a whole, but that credit is only tied to that specific card. So now if they go out and get a car because their credit went up because being an authorized user, it does not affect you at all.
Right.
There's no negatives on your behalf.
Yeah.
So that's why that's something definitely, I would also suggest you do for someone that's in your family, someone you love or whatever. So it's
and to add to that, and for the person who is seeking someone with good credit to be used as an authorized user, you want to make sure you get the right person who will not mess up their credit as well. Because if I say, hey, Aaron, and we had that conversation, he asked me, I have to understand that Aaron would not mess up that account. You get what I'm saying? Because if he messes up that account, that's going to reflect on me and my credit report. Yeah. So if he maxes out that card that he added me to, a $10,000 card, and he uses $10,000, next month on that cycle period, it's going to show 100% usage, credit utilization on my end, even though I don't have the card or nothing, but I'm an authorized user. So everything that you literally do on your end is going to reflect on my credit report on that account. Yeah. So now that account on my report is going to show 100% credit utilization. And people has done that before. They hit hard times or anything, and they have somebody that's an authorized user on there not thinking about it and maxes out their card or miss a payment because of hardship or something like that. Now that reflects on the authorized users report. So make sure when you do seek out people, family members or whatnot, that they've been doing this for a very long time and they sustain it very well. And you can also go to and this some game too. You can also go to websites like Credit 101, TradeLineSupply.com. Those are sites for they already vetted trade line users and with accounts that you could purchase to be added as an authorized user, and you won't have to worry about that at all because these accounts are sustained and not even being used type of deal, but they have those limits in that age.
Another gem or just some knowledge: do not take Credit Karma's numbers for granted. Credit Karma is a tool that you can see your credit. You can keep track of what's on your credit. All that's gonna be accurate.
And it's a different scale than what primarily like your big lenders use, because they use like a FICO score. 8, FICO 8. Credit Karma is a Vantage. Vantage score, 3.0 Vantage score.
And that score,
that's a different scale.
For the most part, is not what's used by lenders, not what's used by loans, none of that. So don't take your Credit Karma score for granted.
Right.
Make sure you access your credit through.
They got annualreport.com.
Annualreport.com.
You get a free one. Every year you get one free annual report.
And if on average, if you do own a credit card of some sort, whichever you have that credit card through, that app, they should have some type of decent representable FICO score for you there. That score is a little more believable than whatever Credit Karma is going to give you. Credit Karma could be off 30, 40 points. I done seen.
Facts. And then like even like Experian, you could download the Experian app, which is one of the credit bureaus, and they'll give you like a FICO score of your score, and then they have a plan you can upgrade monthly and get all three.
And Equifax.
So then you could be, knowledgeable of your score.
This off topic a little bit, but Experience some bullshit, man.
Yeah, no,
I don't
they rough. Experience is rough, man.
They probably like the worst credit
they
bureau
rough.
to me. Yeah.
They is rough. Fast. They rough.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hit on this right quick.
Hey, hold on.
Go ahead.
Look, Experian is like the Popeyes of the credit bureau or the Burger King of the credit bureaus, bro. They crazy.
They tough.
They Walmart, bro.
No, right. Yeah. And so, and just to go into a little bit of what I do, because I know we talked about it, and I do credit repair. So to give you an idea of how I do it is, there's 3 ways to do credit repair. You have factual dispute, you have consumer law, and you have Metro 2 compliance. So my method is Metro 2 compliance.
Yeah.
And what Metro 2 compliance is, and this was just Metro 2 was introduced 2025 in the, I think, like late 90s.
Okay.
In the late 90s, they utilized Metro 2 to give consumers like us rights for when we are being used in the systems through the credit repair. I mean, not credit repair, excuse me, through the credit bureaus. So what Metro 2 is essentially is you owe Navy Federal, right? You got a Navy Federal card for $500, a credit card, similar card. Now, you went into default, meaning like charged off, the account is charged off or sent to collections. Navy Federal says, okay, Aaron's not going to pay me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're going to sell this account to Portfolio Recovery, which is a third party, you know what I'm saying, debt collector. Now, they're going to sell that account, your account with them, $500 that you owe. You know what I'm saying? 500 plus because of fees and stuff. So probably $600 or something. So now they're going to sell it to Portfolio Recovery, the third party lender, for like $200.
Yeah, portion.
You get what I'm saying? So now they got $200. They're going to say, well, since Aaron going to pay me, I might as well get something for it. So they paid them, the Portfolio Recovery pays Navy Federal $200 for your account. Now, Portfolio Recovery is going to call you. They're going to send you mail. They're going to do all of that to say, hey, your Navy Federal account, you can settle for $350. You don't have to pay the whole $600.
Yeah.
You settle for $350, or we can make payments to settle for the $400 or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So now if you pay, you be like, all right, I ain't got to pay the whole $600. I just paid $350 and I'm good. I pay the $350. And then it done made $250. I mean $150.
Yeah.
Because they bought it for $200 and they getting $350 from you. So they done made, it's like a flip. It's the game. It's a flip.
Yeah.
And so what I do, and the method I use Metro 2 compliance, is through the transition of your information of that credit and that account is misinformation, there's left out information, it's contractual breachment going on.
Yeah.
And so that's what law codes are utilized to dispute this account, because I don't literally have an account with you. It's Navy Federal, and the things, it's just making sure that everything's 100%. And fortunately for us as consumers, it's not going to be 100% accurate with negative accounts.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And they try to update it when you disputing, but after you keep this disputing every 30 days, they're going to eventually just remove it from your credit profile. They get tired of dealing with it. So they're going to remove it from your profile.
It's definitely sometimes could be a big ass hassle.
Yeah, facts.
Like you were saying, you know, technically when you signed that contract, I never did business with, we say credit portfolio.
Oh yeah, stuff like that.
I did business with
Navy Federal.
Right. I never signed a contract with you.
Yeah.
How did you get how can you sell off my credit or whatever I did to someone else?
And then not only that is Navy Federal writes it off.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So they writes it off. So how do I owe something that they just already wrote off? You get what I'm saying? So all of that is inside of the Metro 2 compliance, which means it holds it holds the credit bureaus in compliance with the standards they gave us as consumers, our rights. And so we just literally doing the validity of these reports, and within the credit dispute letters are law codes to back us up. You get what I'm saying? For what we're disputing on negative accounts. And we talking about, I just seen $1 million bankruptcy get removed from a credit report, a whole $1 million. It took about 7 months to do, and like vigorously just reporting or sending out reports every month for 7 months. But $1 million was removed from a bankruptcy, from a report, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Late fees, late payments, missed payments, child support, anything, evictions, charge-offs, collections, anything negative can be removed from your credit report.
Yeah. And I'll say this, times is getting harder.
It most definitely is.
Then it's like we about to go into a fucking depression. We about to go into, like, shit is about to get worse. Shit has been steadily getting worse at a rapid pace.
Right.
And to where it's historic right now.
Going nowhere fast.
The inflation and stuff. So right now at this point in time, you know, especially us middle class, low class people, credit is gonna really come in handy in my eyes within the next few years, especially due to shit is getting harder to obtain. Shit is getting harder to come across.
Right.
So I don't know. I do hate it for those that aren't already in a good credit situation, because even now, with the way interest rates and stuff are, it's becoming more expensive.
Right.
For those, it's always been more expensive for those without good credit.
Right.
But even for those with good credit, are no longer getting those phenomenal interest rate numbers that they once could get.
Correct.
Because America is in hell of a debt right now.
Hell of a debt, facts.
And
so another thing that I wanted to add or say, with personal credit, because I'm here to give game.
Yeah.
You right? And so to maximize when we turn credit to cash, right? Yeah. To maximize on your credit, you want to start a business. Mm-hmm. So you can start incorporating business credit. And business credit is the most used because it's not tied to your personal.
Yeah.
And you could utilize business credit to give essentially more of a value as far as loans. The amount of loans, the amount of credit cards, the limits and stuff are higher for a business than it is for your personal.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so just a little gem, no matter what you do, if you have a skill, right? You need to start incorporating that into a business. Create you a LLC. And this is what I assist in as well. So for those of anybody out there that's came across this video, even if you don't have decent credit, but let's say you do have decent credit, say you got a 700 plus credit score, on time payment history, no derogatories or delinquency accounts. So you want to create a LLC. You could create an LLC today, and tomorrow you could go get funded with that LLC.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And you could do that by utilizing your personal credit as a personal guarantor for your business. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And so those are, for instance, Chase business credit cards have a 0% APR for 18 months.
Yeah.
So that means if you got all your data points in place on your personal side, you could go to Chase and you could go get a bank account and then apply for a business credit card. You get what I'm saying? And they'll give you 20,000, 30,000 depending on what you input as far as like your credentials and stuff like that on your application. And so this is being guaranteed by your personal. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And no documents. That's what we call no docs. Because most people or most lenders and banks, they will say, we need 2 years of tax returns for your mm-hmm. business. We need proof of this, proof of that. No, somebody like Chase, you got other credit unions, other financial institutions such as credit unions that do the same thing, no docs, and you go get funded. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I do want to drop some sauce too for the people out there that if you do have decent credit, I got a couple of plays you can run.
Yeah.
To see if you approve. These are pre-approvals. And the reason why we do pre-approvals is because there's no hit to your credit.
Yeah.
They don't do a hard pull.
Gotcha.
They do like a soft pull, and they'll let you know if you're pre-approved, right? So you got places like Dover Federal Credit Union. So go to Dover Credit Union, right? On your phone, laptop, tablet. You go to Dover Credit Union and apply for that. They got pre-approval cards for like the business side and or personal side. So you could go hit that to see if you're pre-approved. You got places like Christian Community Credit Union, which do the same thing. They got 0% APR. They do good on auto loans and stuff like that. Let me see one more. Something like Mission Lane, mm-hmm. the same thing. They do the same thing. And you could go hit these 3 spots that I just gave and get pre-approved for credit cards, loans, and auto loans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'll say this. we see rich people and think, you know, oh, they got so much money, they're so glam, living this life or whatever. Not many rich people spend their own money.
That's correct.
Rich people spend banks' money,
Yeah.
which is what he's stating, with
Yeah.
loans, fundings, grants. They don't touch their own money.
No, they don't need to. They just collect the money.
They collect the money.
It's credit to cash, because if I say I need $20,000 and I go to Chase and I go get $20,000 with a 0% APR for 12 months, right?
Mhm.
I just used $20,000 of somebody else's money and I could pay them back $20,000 without giving a cent more.
Yeah.
Versus if you know how I be back in the day, you got loan sharks and stuff. They be like, man, I'm gonna let you hold 100, you gotta pay me 150 back.
Yeah.
That's the interest.
And that should be a shorter time period.
Yeah,
too.
that'd be a shorter time
It'd be
period.
like 2 weeks.
So you think about it. These institutions offer 0% APR. It's a game changer for you
Yeah.
as a consumer, because if you utilize it correctly, you can flip that money. It's all
Yeah.
about flipping money, man.
Yeah.
And if you got the right structure and plan, blueprint for your business, you getting that money, no matter how much it is, you should be able to take that and do that in less than a year to pay back
Yeah.
what they gave you, and no more
Yeah.
than what it was that you received.
Yeah. But you definitely gotta have a game plan.
Gotta have a game
Can't just
plan.
go into it expecting shit to work itself out, or go into it saying, I'm gonna get this money and I'm gonna blow it.
And the thing about that is, so let's say trucking, for example, right? So, and another gem that they do is when you go get this money, now you could go pay for mentorship.
Mhm.
You could flip that money. So they give you 20 grand. You got somebody that's in the trucking that is at the level that you want to be at,
Mhm.
right? They might offer mentorship $5K, and you're going to be right hand in hand with him. You're going to go through these Zoom calls. You're going to go through his courses. You're going to go through everything he got going on to receive the information that he has.
Yeah.
Now you done got 5K out your 20. You got 15,000 left to implement that. So in a year, you're going to be well over that to pay that back, and then 10x your income as well. So that's why I say, so for anybody that has a profession and you want to learn how to maximize your exposure and your income, find a mentor in your profession, and then pay that mentor for their knowledge and to help you get to where you need to be to receive that financial growth. And you can utilize that 0% APR with that money that they gave you for your business to do so.
Mhm.
Facts.
So, you know, the people that are possibly starting credit,
Mhm.
trying to repair their credit or whatever, people just that have good credit already, what are like some keys that they can do to continue to protect their credit from like fraud or unauthorized use, stuff like that?
Yeah, so to protect yourself and your credit report, anyway, they have different things you can do on these credit bureau sites.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To help with fraud, to protect you from identity theft and stuff like that. And so I recommend like going to like Experian and adding a certain like where they have, I can't remember what it's called. It's a certain name for it, but they got it where you could sign up for it or whatnot. And then again, you are protected
Mm-hmm.
at this point from anything, and you won't have to worry about like owing no debt that's
Mhm.
not in literally that you have applied for or anything like that.
Mhm.
So you basically you just go to these bureau sites, or you could go to like Identity IQ
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that have and house protection for your credit report. Yeah.
And to add to that, one of the most important things, simple, quick, easy things you can do is just check your credit.
Yeah, check it. Definitely.
Check it. Check your credit at least once a week. Just
Yeah.
check it. Once, it ain't gonna hurt you. It take 5 minutes. You can open up Facebook. You can open up IG. You scroll on
Mhm.
that.
Facts.
Check your credit. Check it. Look for anything that looks a little odd and weird. A lot of people credit gets hurt based off of not even knowing something happened because they don't check it.
Because they don't check it.
So first tool you could do is just make sure you keep a check on it. And then another tool I do know of, if you don't have any plans to use your credit, get any loans, open up any new accounts, you
Freeze
can't
it.
freeze it.
Yeah. Freeze your credit.
So you can freeze your credit, and that way you really don't got nothing to worry about. Once
Yeah.
your credit is froze, it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't affect you in any negative way. That just puts a hold on any new accounts that you
Yeah.
can be added to your
To your
account.
account. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
That's correct. Oh, that's good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely a method to do, freezing accounts, and then make sure you unfreeze them when you go.
Get ready to use it, or you're gonna be looking crazy
ready.
when you going to get something.
Yep.
But yeah,
exactly
it's a quick little tool you can do.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
I mean, understand. I would love for people to understand credit.
Yeah.
If you never understood credit or had no desire to, if you watch this type of episode or any other episode with any other podcast or whatnot, go and understand credit. Just do some research on it. You get what I'm saying? I also have an ebook as well. So I got an ebook, you know what I'm saying, that's Credit Mastery and Metro 2 Compliance. And so you can literally check this ebook out, and it's only like $17.
Yeah.
And I have a link for that for you to drop it anywhere down on this video.
Yeah.
But I have an ebook that explains credit from A to Z.
Yeah.
It explains it from A to Z, and it explains how to repair your credit and look for inaccurate information or negative accounts, and how to utilize Metro 2 to dispute to the bureaus on your own. Now you could come up and draw up these letters on your own to send them off to the bureaus, just as I do for clients, and you can do it yourself. And all of this is entailed in this ebook. So every one person should know their credit scores. Like you said, they should check their credit scores regularly, because I have people that I'm like, so what's your credit right now currently? I'm like, man, I don't know. I know last time I checked last year when I was it was a 520. I'm like, man, no, we need to get into the mind frame of utilizing our resources to entice our credit scores. Yeah. Basically. So that means like if you have somebody that you see and they have great credit, ask them, like if you got a family member with good credit, ask them questions. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? You got to utilize your resources. Even if you don't have the knowledge, somebody around you, I guarantee you, have some type of knowledge. Definitely. Even if you could go to YouTube, this and that, but just as a general conversation in everyday life, ask somebody about how did you attain those type of data points, and how did you get to where you are at. That conversation could take you a long way. Yeah. Literally. Definitely. No, definitely take you a long way. And just like get your credit right. It's 2025. No one human being in adulthood should have bad credit, or if they do, not in the process of repairing.
Trying to fix it.
Right now in today's time. Yeah. No one person.
Because it's going to be needed.
It's going to be needed.
You're going to need it.
One person. But if that's you with bad credit and you need some type of help and reassurance of credit repair, contact me. Like I said, Quinn Sharon on all platforms. QUINNSHEARIN, all platforms.
Gotcha. And I will say, to end it, credit is very important. Credit is financial freedom. Credit is a lifestyle. Credit is being able to do what you want. Credit is everything.
It's
Trust me, credit is more important than money, because even when you don't have the money, if you got the credit, you got the money.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah. And I know you ready to end it right there, but I would say this. Ask yourself, and I ask people this all the time when I'm doing consultations or just, you know what I'm saying, talking in general. Which one do you think is harder to do? Save $100,000 cash or obtain $100,000 in credit? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Which one is harder to do? And so if you, any knowledgeable person would say, if they understood, would say saving $100,000 in cash is harder. Yeah. Because if the average person makes what, $37,000 a year?
Yeah, in America.
In America, like you know what I'm saying? No more than 40 or something like that, the average person. So you think about that and take away taxes that you pay and bills that you pay. Yeah. How much do you have to yourself really? Yeah. Let's just say like $13,000. Yeah. Out of the whole year. Yeah. How long would it take you to save $100,000? Yeah. That's 10 years. Yeah. 9 years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
If you're doing it adequately.
And that's if you're doing it like, you know what I'm saying, the way you're supposed to do it. To the T. Yeah. Now, the person who, and this another thing, credit does not discriminate. Yeah. When I say credit does not discriminate, that means color, that means ethnicity. Yeah. Tongue twisted. Yeah. Male, female, no discrimination.
Gender, sex,
it's no discrimination because you could obtain credit no matter who you are. Yeah. You could be a stone cold murderer. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't condone that.
Yeah.
But you could be a stone cold murderer and go get good credit and go obtain things that people with good credit obtain.
Yeah.
So definitely, to answer your point, like, credit is everything.
Everything. Yep.
And it's no discrimination to credit. You can go get your credit right. Every one person can, and I would encourage everybody to start seeking financial literacy help for getting your credit right, for obtaining financial freedom in some form or fashion. And if you have a business and you struggling in your business, find you a coach. Find somebody that's in your niche, and then pay them for mentorship. It will help you to grow your business and to grow your finances. Yep. That's all I got.
And that's a fact, Jack. And
that's a fact.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Let's Talk About It. And until next time, peace.
Yes, sir.
Hey. Let's talk about it. If you gotta get it off your chest, let's talk about it. I'ma tell the truth, nothing less. Let's talk about it. Gotta keep it real, what you expect. Let's talk about it. Hey, let's talk about it.